My essay topic was a healthy self-conscious versus unhealthy self-conscious. So to start off with, a person's self-conscious reflects how they value and perceive themselves within a society. To be self-conscious is to be intensely aware of oneself. To a certain extent, self-conscious can be a very healthy implementation. Self-awareness is an important aspect of life in order to live to one's ultimate potential. Self-awareness helps to develop emotional maturity when functioning in a community or organization. In the article Self-Conscious Emotions, written by Anna Goddard and medically reviewed by Timothy J. Legg, Goddard explains the extensiveness of self-awareness. Self-consciousness and self-awareness are sometimes healthy signs of emotional maturity, she says. Emotions such as guilt, remorse, and embarrassment are all healthy signs of self-conscious. These feelings tend to unravel around the age of 3. Throughout an individual's life, the conscious is constantly building upon information, thoughts, and emotions. Excessive amounts of self-conscious can be extremely unhealthy and lead to countless mental illnesses such as depression. Everyone has experienced some form of healthy or unhealthy self-awareness. Some people are more likely to have an extreme self-awareness, whereas others are simply not as aware. Both forms of self-conscious are remarkably powerful and can entirely change a person's daily lifestyle. A healthy self-consciousness can lead to excellent mental and physical health. As humans develop, the brain becomes more aware of what is socially correct and incorrect. Everyone has some sort of positive or negative self-conscious to understand themselves and, importantly, others. A healthy awareness can lead to many great relationships, experiences, and contentment. Goddard also mentions in the article that the self-conscious is affected by how we see ourselves and how we think others perceive us. So, therefore, a healthy conscious is aware of others' feelings and emotions to an extent. A good self-conscious regulates how a person rightly functions in any given society. It also pleases the mind with how an individual acts and reacts. A healthy self-awareness consists of the sense of pride, regret, enjoyment, etc. It also leads to bonding with friends or family, confidence in daily struggles, and typically kindness to others. This healthy state can lead to self-acceptance and overcome many obstacles any individual may face. Unlike the healthy consciousness, the unhealthy form has extreme negative effects. It can lead to depression, paranoia, and other mental illnesses. An individual may constantly question how they appear in society. In many cases, people become overwhelmed when it comes to being self-conscious. It goes beyond just being aware of oneself. It can also hold a person back from social interactions, work, and simply being able to function as a proper human being. This extreme amount of self-awareness reflects a person's pride and results in a very low self-esteem. People inhabited with this excessive awareness tend to characterize as shy or introverted. Low self-esteem can be extremely unhealthy and can worsen any symptoms from conditions such as anxiety, depression, and borderline personality disorder. This state of mind is destructive to the human mind because it affects the development of a person's identity. As a result, it is very hard for a person to connect with themselves and with the rest of the world. It is often associated with social anxiety because of how intensely it affects a person's self-image. How a person perceives themselves in their consciousness reflects how they assume others may see them. An unhealthy conscience can become a serious problem in a person's life if it is not addressed. For many people, finding the happy medium in self-awareness seems to be very difficult and a long-lasting process. Maintaining the balance of the good and bad self-awareness is not easy, but can be achieved. The extreme amount of self-reflectiveness is particularly difficult to resolve. Self-reflectiveness can help guide people to evolve, to function in communities and basic social interactions. There are many ways to improve one's self-awareness in order to be in a healthy state of self-consciousness. You can engage in activities that make you feel good, write a list of accomplishments, take responsibility for mistakes and make amends if necessary, avoid activities that can cause negative emotions, most importantly. Criticizing oneself repeatedly for thoughts or actions makes it difficult for the conscious to present a principled self-image. Having confidence despite insecurities and taking on new experiences can enhance this self-reflection. It is crucial to continue to be aware when the conscious is negative and instead look for more of the positive aspects of any situation. Overcoming an unhealthy self-consciousness is not an easy circumstance, but it is necessary to live a healthy, happy life. In conclusion, there are many different things that play a role in how a person's self-consciousness develops and affects their everyday life. For some, it is a breeze to deal with, and for others, not so much. This is why it is crucial to be aware and understanding of the conscious and the dangerous path it can take a person to. Self-consciousness is not how a person sees themselves in a mirror. It is rather a self-conscious subject that is aware of themselves as themselves, and it is manifest to them that they themselves are the object of awareness. Self-consciousness is normal, but when a person is consistently at battle with their self-image, it becomes incompetent to function correctly. Because of how serious the effects can be, it is extremely important to be mindful of healthy and unhealthy criticism from the consciousness. Healthy self-conscious emotions can give you the positive motivation and improve social functioning. Unhealthy and overwhelming self-conscious emotions can result in social anxiety and isolation, Goddard quotes. The self-conscious can altogether lift a person up or bring them completely down. An unhealthy and healthy consciousness are reflections of how a person views themselves and can ultimately change a person's life.